It's so important for us to understand how important death is in order for us to live. And I don't mean physical death, I mean ego death. I was listening to a piece of music I released in 2017, and I remembered a part of me that's kind of died. And I felt kind of sad because I love that part of me and I've allowed it to die. Sometimes parts of us die and we don't realize, but those parts can be resurrected again, they can live again, they can be born again. But in order for them to be born again, we have to let other parts of us that may be stopping or blocking them die first. When I became a Christian in 2006, I became a born again Christian. And I knew that I wanted change. That's why I took that path. But what I didn't know was that I was taking a path to my own ego death. I had no concept of ego death. I knew that I had things that I wanted to change, things I wanted to stop, things I wanted to make better. But I didn't understand the concept of ego death. And now when I look at the life of Christ, I understand that he came and modeled what ego death should look like. Death to self. And again, not physical death, not suicide, but death to your ego, death to the things that cloud your mind, cloud your judgment, the things that make you I don't know what they make you do. Only you know the parts of your ego that you need to let die, and the parts of your ego that you need to resurrect. The reason I mentioned becoming a Christian is because in Christianity, they teach you the concept of being born again, of dying to yourself, of allowing your ego to die in order for you to be born again. And it's only now that I lie here listening to old music I made and wanting to resurrect those parts of me, that I can fully appreciate the ego death that I've been through in order to get to the point where I'm at. And now I fully understand why I had to go through that particular path in order to get here. Now, I'm not saying you should become a Christian, but if you want change, you need to be born again. There are many paths you could take to an ego death. Some people use drugs and have a mystical experience. Some people meditate. Some people physically chastise themselves and all sorts of things. My path to ego death was through Christianity, the teachings, the principles within the Bible, the biblical text. May not be the way for you, but like I said, if you want change, real change, lasting change, you gotta let some things die. And you got to allow yourself to be born again. Start again. And starting again is not easy, because you're starting from scratch. You got to build everything up back again. But the blessing is you don't forget the lessons you already learned. We've already learnt. You've got experience. So although you're building everything from scratch, you're building from scratch with experience, with understanding. So the mistakes that you made before, the ways that you had before, the understanding that you had before, they all fall away. And start again, fresh, building something new. Until your ego gets to the point where it's overinflated again, and you need to start again and have another ego death. I don't know how many ego deaths a person can have or a person needs. And I think after you have your main ego death, and I'm just speculating right now based on my experience, but once you have your main big ego death, you have these mini ego deaths where you catch yourself slipping and you bring yourself back in check. Be conscious of your ego. Alright, I'm waffling now. Peace.